Hola! So in my last few videos, I've been exploring the very juicy topic of self-love. I truly believe that the first step to achieving true, authentic, lasting happiness is loving yourself. However, before you can completely fall in love with yourself, you have to fully accept yourself just as you are. In this short video, I'm going to identify the first two crucial steps you need to take in order to begin to accept yourself fully. So make sure you watch until the end. Hola chicas poderosas, I'm Rosas, self-love trainer, and this is my YouTube channel, Chica Power, where I hope you're gonna learn how to fall in love with yourself first. I just want to take a minute here and ask a favor. If you like this video and find it helpful, please hit the like button, and please, por favor, subscribe to my channel. You can also ring the bell for notifications so you're notified every single time I upload a video. So the first crucial step towards self-acceptance is to forgive yourself. Whether it's for a minor mistake, several repeated failures, or something big that has had a big impact on your life, all of these can have a big effect on your sense of self-worth and or your feelings of worthiness. Forgiving yourself requires that you are kind and compassionate towards yourself. This can be very difficult at times because, hey, we tend to be our own worst critics, right? I know that I myself have been very hard on myself for any mistakes or failures in my life. I think the best way to approach forgiving yourself is to think about how you would feel when someone you really love makes a mistake but feels truly badly about it. Think about how you're likely to forgive your child, your significant other, or even your pets. Would you go on making them feel terrible about it forever and ever? Or would you eventually forgive them and move on? You love them so much, right? So you don't want to dwell on their mistakes and their failures. Well, you need to give yourself that same level of compassion. You need to acknowledge that you did something wrong, and you need to forgive yourself and move on. Easier said than done? Try this process. Take a piece of paper and write down your mistake on the top of the page. Now go down to the bottom half of the page and think of any lessons that you may have learned from making this mistake or having this failure. Write them down. Then take a pair of scissors and cut off the top half of the sheet, the part that has your mistake on it. Take that piece of paper and rip it up into tiny little pieces and throw it in the garbage. If you have a fireplace or a fire pit in your backyard, throw it in the fire. Watch it burn. Keep the piece of paper that has the lessons on it. Take a look at them, reflect on them, commit them to memory. The next time you start feeling bad about that mistake or that failure, stop yourself and think about the lessons that you've learned instead. Do this every time you start to think about or feel bad about the mistake. Another technique is to replace the negative feelings and thoughts that you have about that mistake with some forgiveness affirmations. Here are a couple that you can try. I forgive myself for not being perfect. I am human after all. Another one is, I acknowledge my mistakes and forgive myself completely. Anytime you start feeling bad or thinking about that mistake, stop yourself and repeat these affirmations. Or you can just repeat them every night before you go to bed, and eventually you will internalize them. As you know, I'm a huge fan of guided meditations, particularly when you're trying to change your mindset around something or heal emotionally. Please check out the link in the description for a beautiful self-forgiveness meditation that you can do every night. I recommend you do it every night before you go to bed because it's easier to remember to do it that way. And just keep doing it for at least 3 weeks, and you can keep doing it as long as you feel that you need to. So if you need to do it for a few months, that's fine as well. And you can stop when you feel that you no longer need to do it. Lastly, if nothing seems to work and you're stuck in this cycle of shame and guilt that you can't seem to get yourself out of, I strongly recommend that you consider seeking professional help in the form of therapy or speaking to a religious leader at your place of worship. And the second crucial step towards self-acceptance is to forgive those whom you feel have wronged you. You may be wondering what this has to do with self-acceptance or self-love, since it has to do with others, right? It's my belief that forgiving yourself and not forgiving others may lead to inner conflict. To kind of give you a personal example, I like to be positive and keep my heart open and vulnerable. And if I'm harboring negative feelings for someone, I kind of feel like it's contaminating my heart and robbing me of my inner peace. And so I don't feel like I'm aligned with my true nature. And how can I accept myself that way? You know, there's that famous Buddha quote, holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. You're only hurting yourself when you hold on to a grudge. If you're the kind of person that has a really hard time letting go of grudges, think of it this way. You're forgiving the person for your benefit, not for theirs. You don't have to tell that person that you've forgiven them, and you certainly do not have to let them back into your life if you've cut them off. You just need to forgive them in your own heart and neutralize all of those negative feelings that you have towards them. You want to get rid of those nasty feelings that are inside of you. Again, here I recommend a guided forgiveness meditation for releasing anger and resentment. Please see the link in my description. Additionally, if that person also broke your heart, you're going to need to heal that broken heart before you can forgive them. I highly recommend a beautiful and cathartic meditation from David Kessler, who is the co-author of the book You Can Heal Your Heart, to work through and remove the negative feelings from your beautiful heart. See the link in my description. I use this meditation daily after a particularly bad breakup, sometimes even twice a day, and I did it until I felt I didn't need it anymore, and it really, really worked. I'm happy to report that my heart went back to being its usual big, soft, compassionate self. Well, that's it for today, chicas. My beautiful mommy often used refranes to land her message. If you're Latina, you know what I'm talking about. One of her favorites was "No hay mal que por bien no venga," which literally translates into "there is no bad thing that doesn't come for a good reason." And it's very similar to the adage, "every cloud has a silver lining." I truly believe in this, chicas poderosas. All of our mistakes and or failures, including failed relationships with others whom it may be difficult to forgive, they all come with a lesson or lessons. Sometimes the lesson is not immediately obvious. It may take some time to reveal itself. You may make a better choice or take a wiser course of action in the future because of it. So let's not let our mistakes or our failures stand in the way of our self-acceptance and self-love. In my next video, we'll talk about some additional steps towards self-acceptance. Hope you enjoyed this video. If so, give it a like and please subscribe to my channel. And also, please, por favor, give me your feedback. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any questions. I read all of the comments and respond. Besos y abrazos a todas. Hugs and kisses to all. Mwah!